I'd like to call Robert, son of Hugh Little, and Mary, wife of Hugh Little, to the stage, please. They say variety is the spice of life, and that appeared to be Hugh Little's mantra, as he excelled in many sports, reaching the top level in a couple, and enjoyed everything he did to the fullest. The Halifax-born athlete played hockey, he curled, he was a tennis fanatic, always loved golf, and as a young man, even competed in equestrian events. Whatever sport he tried, Hugh Little did it well with a natural ability. He probably went farthest in hockey, as Canadians might judge his athletic career. He made it to the NHL, sort of. He was on the Boston Bruins playoff roster in 1939, saw no action, but received a Stanley Cup jacket. His NHL stay was brief because of an injury the next season, and that cut short what was destined to be a promising career. As a boy, Hugh led Chebucto School to a provincial grade 9 title, and then Bloomfield High School to a maritime championship. At Upper Canada College, a Toronto prep school, Hugh continued to play hockey. His speed and all-around ability drew the attention of Boston Bruins manager Art Ross. A contract was offered, but Hugh, showing talents in business he would later translate into life great success, turned down the offer, wanting 25% more. His gamble didn't pay off, and he came home to attend Dalhousie University. Still under 20, he played senior hockey with the Halifax Wolverines. A year later, with the maritime junior champion Halifax Junior Canadians, he centered a line of Billy Hannon and Sheik Thomas while leading the league in scoring.
He was a very good hockey player, very unselfish. He could score, he could set a player up. He was a good skater. In my opinion, he was the best hockey player to ever come out of this province.
In the 1938 Memorial Cup playdowns, he was leading scorer and a member of the Canadian Junior All-Star team. The Bruins saw his talent once again, met his request, and he signed for $10,000, a princely sum in those days, the first Haligonian to sign an NHL deal. Hugh was assigned to Omaha, where he had 28 points in 30 games. He was called to the Bruins for the Stanley Cup playoffs, and his Stanley Cup jacket was always one of his most prized possessions. His active hockey career ended a year later when he was seriously injured while playing an exhibition game for the Bruins reserves against the Hershey All-Stars. He came home, started selling insurance, and had a way about him that very few refused his sales pitch. He also coached hockey, taking one of his teams, the 1951 Halifax Seagulls, to the Maritime Midget Championship. In tennis, Hugh was a tough competitor. He started playing tennis at age 12, won the Eastern Canadian Under-15 junior singles title in 1934, and a year later the singles, doubles, and mixed doubles titles. While still a junior, he ranked 5th provincially in senior standings. He won adult doubles championships in 1941 and 1946. An accomplished rider, he won under-21 honors while a 15-year-old. In 1937, he took top honors at the Nova Scotia Provincial Exhibition. A superb curler, Hugh was a contender in junior, men's, and senior bonspiels. His rinks won the Johnson Cup 3 times. In 1955, his rink was runner-up in the provincial playdowns for the first of 3 times, the last in 1974 to a rink on which his son, Robert, played.
Dad didn't like to lose. He was highly competitive. That's the way his life was. And certainly when I curled with Barry Scher and company, I believe it was in '74 in the Briar Playdowns here in Nova Scotia, we had to come up against Dad in the finals. It was pretty serious business in the Little family. And I remember, I couldn't hold many candles above his, but I certainly could say, I made it to the Briar, Dad. You didn't.
Your brave man. In 71, 74, and 78, Hugh won the provincial senior championship. With wife Mary at his side, Hugh's rink competed in the national mixed championship as Nova Scotia's representative. Following the line that everything he touched in sport was golden, Hugh played to a 6 handicap at Ashburn Golf Club and won several club tournaments, including the Left-Handers Championship.
I think he was both a role model and he was also such a high achiever. He was very hard to attain his heights. So as a youngster, you certainly, I mean, he was the best. I mean, he epitomized everything that was quality in the sports he was involved in.
Hugh Little, a natural athlete, a superb hockey player, a standout in tennis, a curling champion, and more than adequate as a horseman. Hugh Little, a solid family man who brought up 3 kids to be very strong athletes in their own rights.
Even though I was never the sportsman or that he was, it left me with a desire to be successful, to want to achieve, to be the best that I possibly could be. And it's that which I truly admire about my father.
Hugh Little, a magnificent athlete whose talents could be displayed in any sporting venue. Our newest athlete inductee to the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame, Hugh Little. We would ask Mike Fulcher, the sales manager of the Wade Company, to come forward to present the Hall of Fame induction certificate to Mrs. Hugh Little, Mary Little, and Hugh's son Robert. And to present the pin, we'll call on a longtime golfing buddy of Hugh and a fellow Hall of Famer, inducted 3 times as an athlete and a member of the Halifax Atlantics and the Halifax St. Mary's junior hockey team, Duggar McNeil. Can you tell me, Mary, what you think Hugh would think about all of this tonight?
I think he would be very, very proud. I only wish he could have been here to be with everyone.
How would you articulate the role sport played in his life?
I think it was one of the most important things in his life, to tell the truth. He loved it. He loved everything about it, and he wanted to be the best.
And he was so good at it. I want to move over here. You beat your dad in provincial playdowns, and then you kind of taunted him. Is this, Mom's nodding.
I can say that now. She's not here.
All right. What about your memories of the competitor and the athlete he was?
Well, he certainly was a competitor. I've got 2 of my siblings are sitting right there. They should be up here with us right now, Janet and Sandra. And I mean, we can all reflect back as youth when we used to play sport with Dad. It was no cakewalk. You earned what you got when you played against your father in tennis or whatever else it happened to be. But it's something that's been with us part of our character, and it's made us helped make us who we are. But while I have the microphone, if I could just acknowledge, and I'd just really like to thank Johnny Miller, a close personal friend of the family, and a really, really good friend of Dad's, and my brother-in-law, Jim White, for their efforts in making this evening tonight possible. Because Dad, as I drive in the Bicentennial every day, as I see Dad over pitching or putting over by the little golf green there. He's either chipping or with quarters or whatever. People out there that know my father would know what I was talking about. But it's a very proud moment for him tonight to be here with these inductees and all the other hallowed names that are in the Nova Scotia Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, that is perfectly
so
said.
Much.
All right, Robert, Mary, thank you very much.